library fountain, which we just renovated, thanks to the batch of 79 and 95 who donated for the renovation of this library fountain. Now it is called Water Pond 795 to recognize the contribution of the batch of 79 and 95. So if you haven't already seen this, then I will strongly recommend that you take a walk around the fountains during the evening, particularly after 7 p.m. when we will have the lightings in the fountains. As all of you know that, of course, we started the institute with IBM 1620 computers in the computer center. From there, we have now gone to setting up a 1.3 petaflop supercomputing facility almost a year and a half back. So this is currently, a very state-of-the-art high-performance computing facility that we have in our computer center, with a very modern data center that we have built, in the last year. So again, if you happen to visit computer science or computer center, then please do have a look at the very modern data center that is currently operational. We have a lush green campus. Now the faculty strength is 548 and the student strength is close to 9,000. Almost 50% of them are masters and PhD students, and 50% are undergraduate students. And we have a very strong alumni base of 40,000 plus alumni. We now have 19 academic departments. Many of the departments were not there when you were a student. Department of Economic Sciences, for example, offers a BS MS program in Economic Sciences. This is very unique, where the admissions to the program is done through the JEE, so the students may not have exposure to the Economic Sciences during their schools. These 4 departments we have established in the recent years: Department of Sustainable Energy Engineering, Department of Space Science and Astronomy. These are completely new departments. We had an interdisciplinary program on cognitive sciences and design, which we have now converted them into a full-fledged departments, in the last 2 years. These 4 departments currently offer only the MTech and PhD programs, but perhaps we may start a undergraduate program in sustainable energy engineering. There is a plan to start that, and also a BS program in space science and astronomy. We of course have a Department of Biological Sciences and Bioengineering, which was established in 2001. And we have an Earth Sciences department, which is also, the department which came up in the last 10 years or so. In the last 2 years, we have set up an online master's degree program for upskilling industry professionals. Currently, this program is in cyber security, in communication systems, in commodity markets and risk management, in power sector regulation. And we have added 4 more e-masters program in economic sciences and management recently. In fact, Senate approved only 3 months back, and they will also be added to this. The e-masters program in cybersecurity has a great uptake, and all these programs are really meant for industry professionals who have had 2 years of experience, and it is completely online. So we give the master's degree from IIT Kanpur. IIT Kanpur has the most flexible academic programs among all IITs. So we have a minor, double major, dual degree. As KJ mentioned, since I have spent 25 years in IIT Bombay, I can say that some of the features which exist in the undergraduate program of IIT Kanpur are not present even in IIT Bombay or in other IITs. For example, in IIT Kanpur, you can do an undergraduate degree BS in one department and the dual degree, the masters in any other department. In IIT Bombay, for example, you have to do the master's degree in the same department only. You cannot do it in other departments. We have recently revamped the curriculum as a part of the undergraduate academic reforms committee, and several new features have been added. For example, the new degree options including honors and interdepartmental degrees. We have approved a student entrepreneurship policy, and we have introduced the notion of innovations and entrepreneurial credit, where we can give academic credits for startup activities and learning in industry setups. And we can also give credits for certain online courses done by the students on the approved MOOC platforms. So these are some of the new features that have been introduced. We have introduced the notion of interdepartmental degrees also, where two departments can come together and offer a bachelor's or a master's degree program. We have now made our the grading scheme to be more granular. So earlier, as all of you know, that in IIT Kanpur we had A, B, C, D, E, F like 10, 8, 6, 4. Now we have made it more granular to be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So this was implemented for the first time in this semester. So the grading scheme now is sort of more granular in that sense. A, B plus, C plus, C, T plus, and so on. So I think this is how the new reforms that have been done as a part of the undergraduate curriculum. We have recently done significant faculty hiring. When I joined IIT Kanpur, the faculty strength was 397. Today we have 548. We in fact gave 300 faculty offers. 180, 3 faculty members have already joined the institute. And of course, some have retired, so the net increase is about 150. But 183 out of 548 are the faculty members who have joined during last 4 years. So that means almost 30% of the faculty members in the campus are the faculty members who have joined during my tenure. So I think this is how the current faculty composition is. We have outstanding faculty members with Padma Shri awardees, Infosys Prize. One of the Padma Shri awardees is your batchmate, so please give a big round of applause. We have class fellowships. Manindra also happens to be a foreign member of the US National Academy of Science. Incidentally, the other foreign members of the US National Academy of Sciences, like Ashok Jhunjhunwala, Vijay Raghavan, or Narayan Murthy, they are all IIT Kanpur alumni. So I think we have currently if you leave aside Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, then we have one of the highest number of Bhatnagar awardees on roll. In the institute, if you don't consider, IIT Bangalore as things. We have a very vibrant research and innovation ecosystem, and I will talk about that. In the last few years, we have built a very strong incubation program, and I will briefly mention about that. We are now building a state-of-the-art research park. In fact, the building is just coming up, where we will invite the industry to set up their R&D labs on the campus, so that the industry academia collaborations can enhance. Currently, already we have 12 industry who have set up their R&D labs in the transit campus of the Techno Park. But we are building a facility where we can house close to 50 industries setting up their R&D infrastructure on the campus. I will talk about some of the thematic research centers that we have established in the recent years. Many of the research facilities, of course, you may be already aware, like National Wind Tunnel Facility, Advanced Center for Material Science, Imaging Facility, and so on. Just to give you a brief on our incubation, I'm very proud to say that IIT Kanpur's incubator has emerged as one of the best incubators of the academic institutions. We recently consolidated all incubation activities under a Section 8 company called Foundation for Innovation and Research in Science and Technology. First, currently we have 100 plus startups on the campus in its portfolio. We have also built a facility in our Noida campus where we have a 5-acre campus. A complete building which has recently come up is dedicated to our incubation activities, and currently about 12 companies have their offices in the Noida center. I would just like to mention that the 100 companies that we have with very impressive valuation of 3,000 plus crores, and in the year 2020 we could get 50 crores of seed funding for some of the companies, and 375 crores funding in Series A funding in this year. I would like to mention 3 very promising companies. One is Endure Air, which is being led by Professor Abhishek of Aerospace Department. This company is doing extremely well. They have an impressive show in the Defense Expo and an Aero Show in Bangalore recently, and they have the big orders from both civil as well as the defense forces. The Off-Grid is a company which is developing a novel battery technology. This company has now sort of set up a big office in Noida. They also have another incubation center, and they have an investment from Shell for Shell has made a very strategic investment, and I should say that a very big amount. I'm not supposed to quote this amount in public here, but they have made a significant investment in their thing, which shows that the Shell believes in the battery technology which they have developed. So they have a prototype really to be seen. If you have an opportunity here, I think you must visit this. Fool is a company which was collecting temple flowers and converting them into biodegradable products. Now they have developed into a vegan leather, and this is currently being field trialed, and if it is successful, then we will have a very new kind of leather. Yesterday this company was featured in BBC, so I can share you the link. Yesterday there was a big show on this vegan leather which has come out of this. So all these 3 companies are by our students or faculty members. Out of 100 companies, about 15 companies are being led by faculty members who are commercializing the research coming out of their research labs. So these are some of the incubator achievements which is shown. For example, the Fool won the BIRAC Innovator Awards. The NOCARC, and I will talk about the NOCARC founders were rated as Forbes 30 under 30. And several other awards which these incubating companies have won. The NOCARC during the COVID time developed an invasive portable ventilator with a consortium that we had set up of alumni like Shrikant Shastri and Saurabh Srivastav, and also faculty members like Professor Amitabh Bandyopadhyay from the Department of Biological Sciences and Bioengineering. Today the NOCARC has set up a very impressive manufacturing unit in Pune, and in fact I had an opportunity to visit them last week only, and their ventilators have been now deployed in more than 4,000 hospitals across the country. They have now several advanced versions, and it is one of the top 2 ventilator manufacturing company in the country after Bharat Electronics Limited, which is manufacturing based on one company from Bangalore. So, this entire story was chronicled by Amitabh and Shrikant in this book, The Ventilator Project, how the IIT Kanpur consortium built a world-class product during 2020. This book also has become one of the bestsellers. We have several national centers, and I will just briefly talk about that Center for Cyber Security, which is again being led by your batchmate Madin. So although Madin will not check, but let me just tell you that this is one of the only centers in the country which is focusing on cyber security for critical infrastructure. They have a national blockchain project which is sponsored by National Security Council Secretariat. Currently, for example, the Karnataka government's land records were digitized and put on the blockchains, and now I believe large number of state governments are also approaching. The center is also undertaking cyber security of many critical installations in the country, for example, Port Trust, National Highway Authority, and so on. And this has become the one-stop shop for security audits. In fact, recently the Prime Minister's office has also approached to test the potential vulnerabilities in some of the mobile phones that you may be using. And we indeed discovered that some of the mobile phones had real potential vulnerabilities in terms of cyber security loopholes that existed. So I think you must take a tour, and Madin, I'm sure will be happy to take the entire batch there. We have a National Center for Flexible Electronics. IIT Kanpur is a very strong expertise in organic semiconductors and flexible electronics, and no other institution has. For example, Indian Institute of Science Bangalore and IIT Bombay have expertise in silicon semiconductors, but in organic semiconductors and flexible electronics, we are the only institute. We have a very state-of-the-art printing machine which can print electronics on any flexible substrate like paper or plastics, and that's why you can build a foldable electronic circuits. Again, this is a very state-of-the-art machine, only available, only one of its kind in the country, and we have made a major investment of about 20 crores for this machine alone. So again, if you have an opportunity to visit, I think you should visit this. Center for Nanosciences has been working on many products and technologies in the area of nanosciences and technology. One of the technology which was spun out of this center was eSpin nanotech, which they're actually using these nanofibers for water filters. In fact, they are the OEM partners for Tata Swatch portable water filters. But the same technology was used to develop the N95 mask during COVID-19 period. With support from Mehta Family Foundation of Rahul Mehta, we have set up a Mehta Family Center for Engineering in Medicine, which is going to focus on regenerative medicine, molecular medicine, and digital medicine area. IIT Kanpur has been involved in PAN IIT 5G testbed development. But although it was a multi-institution project, but I must say that the entire baseband unit of the 5G base station was developed at IIT Kanpur, while the RF part was developed at IIT Madras. So, strictly speaking, IIT Madras and IIT Kanpur were responsible for developing the entire 5G base station. This was actually acknowledged by the Prime Minister in his Man Ki Baat, where he had mentioned IIT Madras और IIT कानपुर ने भारत के स्वदेशी 5G टेस्टबेड को तैयार करने में अग्रणी भूमिका निभाई. And I'm very delighted to see that IIT Madras and IIT Kanpur were specially figured, because this 5G testbed project is otherwise a multi-institution project involving other IITs like IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Hyderabad, IIT Bombay, Samir Chennai, and CDAP as well. So I think again this is something that we are all very proud of. A Center of Excellence for UAV is coming up in IIT Kanpur. In fact, we are taking the lead in drones technology. We are going to start a new MTech program on drones. And this entire MTech program is going to be supported by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So they are giving support because the government believes with the new drone policy also that we have to doing the capacity building in this area. And we have recently received, the 15 crores from the UP government also for doing the training programs in the drone areas. This is another thing that we have accomplished. I don't know that many of you may know that there is a grievance portal in the Prime Minister's office where any citizen can put its grievance. And typically, in the last 2 years or so, the volume has suddenly increased. 1 lakh grievances are received by the Prime Minister's office every day, and they are all in different languages. So obviously, it has become impossible to handle it manually, and we had developed an AI engine for this, which is now being used to classify the grievances. First of its kind automation, which has been adopted by the government to sort the public complaints and address them. In fact, we had earlier done this for the Ministry of Defense, and Honorable Raksha Mantri had given this presentation to Prime Minister that this is what the IIT Kanpur has done, and that time the PM said that we should extend it to the entire PMO grievance portal. We won the award, IIT Kanpur won National Award for E-Governance. So this is an annual award which is given to an institution by the Government of India, and we recently won this national award. Just wanted to mention that the Prime Minister had recently tweeted that proud to see IIT Kanpur become a hub for futuristic research and innovations in blockchain technologies, monitoring air quality, electronic fuel injections, and so on. Recently, we have set up several academic R&D infrastructure with support from well-wishers like you. Mehta Family Center for Engineering and Medicine, I already talked about. We have set up a Ranjit Singh Roji Shiksha Kendra, where Dr. Ranjit Singh gave $1.9 million donation. This is working on empowering rural youth, and there are very interesting projects are going on. Jeet Bindra had given funding to set up a Jeet Bindra Unit Operations Lab in the Department of Chemical Engineering. With the support from Sudhakar Keshavan, we have set up Chandrakanta Keshavan Center for Energy Policy and Climate Solutions. And with the support from Muktesh Pant, we have set up Shivani Center for Nurture and Reintegration of Hindi and other Indian languages. So the famous Hindi author Shivani happened to be the mother of Muktesh Pant, and also Mrinal Pandey is his sister. So both of them have in the memory of their mother have set up the Shivani Center for Hindi. Recently, we have made many notable scientific innovations. I will not talk all of them, but only pick up 2 of them. One is the touch-sensitive watch for blind and visually impaired, which is based on this flexible electronics. And again, if you have an opportunity to visit Flexible Electronics Center, I think you should get a demo of this. And there are many companies, watch companies have shown interest in this. Another one is the soil testing device called Bhu Parikshak, which can actually test the quality of soil in a few minutes. Otherwise, it takes hours to do the lab testing of the soil quality. Both of these are getting commercialized, and we are indeed delighted that there is something research which has come out of the faculty members and students research which is being licensed and commercialized. All the technologies which I mentioned here are currently being commercialized. We have improved our international relations significantly, and I will just mention 3 of them. We have started a dual joint PhD degree program with the National Jiao Tong University, Taiwan, New York University, and La Trobe. In the NCTU, currently about close to 30 PhD students are registered. In New York, about 10 PhD students are there, where students can spend part of the time in IIT Kanpur, part of the time in the other university, and get a degree from both these universities. So they can get a degree from New York University and IIT Kanpur, or they can get a degree from NCTU and IIT Kanpur, and so on. So this is We have set up a RISE IIT Kanpur Collaborative Center in the area of energy. We had a RISE University delegation right from the president to their deans visiting IIT Kanpur, just a few months back. And we are now expanding the scope of the RISE IIT Kanpur Center to other areas as well. Earlier, this picture is an old picture where it was MOU was signed focusing only in the area of energy. We also have an IIT Kanpur Latrobe Academy, and this is being set up in the area of smart cities and sustainable technologies. Recently, we have undertaken a major revamp in the infrastructure, and just in terms of numbers, just to give you a sense, IIT Kanpur currently in our academic area, we have 1,66,000 square meter. We are adding 1,20,000 square meter with all the construction. So almost doubling, when all these buildings will come up. These are some of the buildings. Diamond Jubilee Academic Complex, which is already ready. This is larger than the faculty building, so this will be the largest building in the campus. Engineering Science Building 1, Engineering Science Building 2, Engineering Science Building 3. The core lab has been extended. There is a Type 3 apartments is coming up just behind the director's bungalow. Already 56 flats are ready for occupation, maybe this month or next month. The Mehta Family Center for Engineering. We are building an annexe of faculty building, so all the administrative offices will move into this faculty building annexe. So faculty building will then only be for the academic purposes. There is a research complex, we are building a techno park, and an 800 capacity hall of residence 14. So that is under construction. It should be ready soon, and a construction of another 2,000 capacity hall of residence will start soon. So these are some of the upcoming infrastructure. As lastly, I'll just take 5 more minutes to mention some of the activities, some of the major initiatives that we have undertaken in the area of healthcare. So starting with the Department of Biological Sciences and Bioengineering that was established in 2001, we have added many centers of excellence in the area of healthcare. For example, there is a ICMR Center of Excellence, there is a DBT Center of Excellence in medtech devices and fabrications, and now going forward, we are setting up a Gangwal School of Medical Sciences and Technology with a very generous support from Rakesh Gangwal. This will have a 500-bedded super speciality hospital, Yadupati Singhania Super Speciality Hospital. In 8 of these specializations, cardiology, neurology, nephrology, gastroenterology, clinical and surgical oncology, radiology, and so on here. And we will have several centers of excellence in futuristic R&D, where the faculty members working in different departments in engineering and sciences will interact with the clinical faculty of the school and the hospital. This is a proposed site. We have earmarked a 30-acre plot for this. This is behind Hall 10 near Shivli Gate. So in fact, it will have a direct access for the patients from the Shivli Gate. They don't have to really come from the main gate and so on. So I think this is a greenfield land. There are actually no trees or that are required to be cut and so on. So this is actually a 100-acre plot here. So we have marked about 30 acres for the school campus. Apart from Rakesh Gangwal, we have 4 major donors: Muktesh Pant, Dev Juneja, Hemant Jalan, and Anil Bansal. Each of them have given $2.5 million US. So this combined $10 million US have come from these. Recently, Deepak Narula has given close to $500,000 US for also this. And we got 60 crores from JK Cement, in memory of Yadupati Singhania, who also happens to be a 75 batch alumnus. So we have already launched these centers of excellence, and some of the centers of excellence is already doing very pioneering research. For example, the Center of Excellence for Cardiovascular Disease is doing development of a left ventricular assist device called artificial heart. I'm really delighted to see that the alpha prototype of this artificial heart is already ready. If you want to see, you are most welcome to see this, and this device will be ready for animal trials in March-April time frames, and after 6 to 8 months for the clinical trials on humans. So maybe December 2023 it should be ready for the clinical trial. We have a set of top doctors guiding this. Dr. Devi Shetty wrote an article recently in the Times of India. We have recently conducted a workshop where 10 top cardiac surgeons of the country, which is Dr. Devi Shetty, Dr. Naresh Trehan, Dr. Ramakant Panda from Asian Heart Institute, and several other doctors from All India Institute of Medical Sciences. They actually participated in these workshops, and they are all on board for this project. We have a very strong interdisciplinary team involving faculty members from electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, material science, and in fact Kantesh, our Dean of Resources and Alumni, who happens to be a faculty in material sciences, actually working on this project as well. The goal is to bring down the current price of the artificial heart from 1 crore to 10 lakhs. As per the current estimate, 15,000 patients with end-stage heart failure disease require this device, but they are not able to afford it, so they eventually die. So I think this is something that this project has been generously funded by batch of 76, and we have also received seed funding from Sudha Murthy. We are, of course, this is a 600 crores project, Kanpur School of Medical Science. We have already raised 300 crores, and we are constantly looking for more funding. So if you are interested, you can join one of these, either as a principal founders, or as a co-founders, or as a founding patrons, and contribute towards this project. We have set up another sectionate company on IIT Kanpur Development Foundation for our alumni engagement. Kapil Kaul, who is here, happens to be the first CEO of IIT Kanpur Development Foundations. He has a rich experience of working with several banks, and he was Vice President of IIT Bombay Development Office, so I know him for a long time, even during IIT Bombay days. And this has resulted in our increase in alumni donations substantially. So we jumped from 19 crores in 2019 to 30 crores in 2020 and 115 crores last year. And we hope that we will touch 150 to 200 crores this financial year. This is the money that we have received. Of course, we have a commitment of close to 400 crores, which will get realized in the next 3 years or so. These are our major donors, so I am indeed grateful to all the donors who have contributed during this year. Anil Bansal, Deven Shukla, Dev Juneja, Hemant Jalan, Jeet Bindra, Jai Pular. Unfortunately, Dr. Ranjit Singh and I think So unfortunately, after their donation, they passed away. But we are really very delighted that their commitments was kept by their family, and we got the entire funding that they had committed. Lokveer Kapoor, Muktesh Pan, Pawan Tiwari, Rahul Mehta, Ranudev Roy, Sudhakar Keshavan, Suresh Bajaj. Ranudev Roy's donation is interesting. He is giving funding to sustain this organization, IIT Kanpur Development Foundation. So I think I'm indeed really grateful to Ranudev for his support. Finally, we want to reach a faculty count of 650 and perhaps a student count of 10,000. Currently, IIT Kanpur is the smallest among older IITs in terms of faculty numbers and student numbers. So for example, IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, they have 600 plus faculty. IIT Bombay, of course, has 700 plus faculty strength. Of course, we need now more capacity in residential accommodations, particularly for the students' hostels. Ideally, we need additional capacity of 5,000 seats for the student hostel to be really comfortable. And I already told you that 800 hostel is coming up. 1,000, 2,000 hostels construction will start soon, and perhaps we may have to add 2 more hostels. We may start in the coming months a school of entrepreneurship or a school of data sciences. We are seriously considering setting up these things so that we can start academic programs in this area. By the way, I must say that last year IIT Kanpur started BS program in data sciences and statistics. So where the admission is through the JEE. And currently this BS and BS-MS program is anchored in the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. But of course, there is a significant overlap with computer science and electrical engineering as well. We have significant challenges in the growth of the institute. The ministry capital is consistently going down. So all the infrastructure projects that I have shown, they are built from what is called as Higher Education Funding Agency loan, HEFA loan. Currently we have taken 600 crores worth of loan, and we are doing a repayment at the rate of 60 crores per year towards this loan, and that is over a period of 10 years. So this cuts into the IIT Kanpur's internal resources, and our revenue grant is only able to keep up the inflation and the salary increase. So that is just sort of sufficient to do this. And obviously, therefore, we are seriously constrained in terms of expansion in resources. And IIT Kanpur Development Foundation, we are really looking forward to creating an endowment fund where we can raise the resources to supplement our internal resources. I'm sure Kantesh will talk about that, but I can just mention that we continue to need support for adding to infrastructure, particularly the students' hostels, and of course, other facilities like sports facilities or breakout spaces. We may have to build additional capacity of lecture halls as well. Because even though now we have grown from L7 to L20, but still that is now falling short considering the increase in the student strength. There are of course a number of opportunities for student housing and faculty housings and common facilities and departments and centers. I think Kapil will be able to reach out to you. We are also looking support for R&D infrastructure as a part of our medical school. I already told you that our Center for Cardiovascular Research is doing very well. We are also doing extremely well in the Center for Non-Invasive Imaging and Diagnostics, where many medical devices projects are being undertaken, and a COE for telemedicine and robotics, where we are also undertaking few projects for AI in healthcare with the state of Uttar Pradesh. So that's all I have briefly. Thank you very much. I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. So if there are any questions, I will be happy to take. Yes.
It's not